Hey guys, so here I am. uh, so I think in this video I want to talk about enlightenment. Surprise, surprise. And meditation and the ego and thoughts. So I'll first start off by saying meditation. So I've been bumping up my meditation a minute more every day until I get up to an hour. I'm going to try and do two 1-hour sessions a day. And so basically it's like you've really got to understand what are you actually doing in meditation. You can't just sit down and be like, I am meditating. Like, you can't just sit down and close your eyes and think that's meditation. Many people think that's all it is. It's just sitting down, closing your eyes, and that's all you've got to do. And in a sense, that is kind of all you do. But the thing is that we think so much. And so if we're constantly thinking in meditation and we're not really aware of it, we're getting lost in stories. It's like the point of meditation is to be present. It's to be in the moment. That's the purpose of meditation. People use it for anxiety and things like that, and the reason being is because anxiety is very much focusing about the future, what's going to happen. So of course meditation is about getting in touch with now, what's happening now, not worrying about what's going to happen in the future or the past. So this is a very interesting thing, because you can observe your thoughts in the present moment. However, if you're truly in the present moment, it seems to me like there are no thoughts going on. Like, if you're truly present, you don't need thoughts. It seems like every thought that you have is kind of based around the past or the future. So this is interesting because I'm having a bit of trouble with meditation, because it's like, do I sit there and because I observe my breath, and then because it's interesting whether you are you suppressing thoughts, or are you acknowledging them but then focusing on the breath? Because focusing on the breath, when a thought comes in and you go, oh, that's a thought, and you just sort of let go of it and come back to the breath, is that suppressing thoughts, or is that just you know what I mean? Is there a balance where you can watch your breath and watch your thoughts at the same time, but not get caught up in your thoughts? But then at the same time, the only reason you're thinking is because you're caught up in the past or the future. And meditation is about being centered in the moment, in the present moment. And so this is kind of like a paradox. Now, I don't know what enlightenment is. I mean, I don't think the ego can know. I know in my being what it is. It is the very being. It's the essence of being. It's just being. Enlightened. No one can become enlightened. No one is enlightened. There is no one to be enlightened. It seems like enlightenment is just another word for reality or nature or God or life. So when say, quote unquote, someone becomes enlightened, it's not that they become enlightened, it's that they sort of dissolve, and then what's left is just the raw reality. Like, they no longer exist, and so, there's no I to say I'm enlightened. It's just, the boundary between subject and object gets dissolved, so there's no, like, here's me and there's the outside world. It's just experience, and it's not a personal, here's me and there's that. And you're present in the moment, because our ego really is our thoughts. Without our thoughts, we're living in the moment, really. It's really fascinating when you really get deeply in touch with the moment. Like, just a few minutes ago when I was walking down here, I was just like thinking to myself, like, what even is enlightenment? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's the purpose of life? All these questions, like who am I? What am I, like, where am I going? What am I doing? Like, what is this? And I just looked down at my feet, looked at the grass, and just, like, got in touch with the very fact that this is it. This is here. Like, you can't fucking describe what this is. But it's just so amazing when you've been lost in thought in this sort of, like, dreamy mind for so long, and then you just suddenly just are so in the moment, and you don't even know the past or the future, and it's just, there are no thoughts going on, and it's just like, wow, like this is happening, like, experience is here. And it's not even like, I am alive, wow. It's because there's no I to say I'm alive. It's just wow, that there is something. But, when the ego comes back in, it's like, wow, it's me. Like, I am that something. But of course, it's not the ego that is that something. I mean, the ego's included in with it, of course, but it's not the ego entirely. Unfortunately, my phone is about to die. So, but yeah, just this little thing that, like, from what I've seen, like, the enlightened beings on YouTube, is that, they still have thoughts. And so there's still a self there. There is still a sense of self, still an ego there, but they're not looking at the world through their ego. They're looking at the world through truth, and then they can see the ego. And so, I don't know. You see, when you start getting caught up in, like, other enlightened beings or whatever, then you're sort of, like, giving your own power away, because it's like it's your, like, you've got to do this for yourself. It's not like, researching all these enlightened beings and what do they do and how do they get here and all that. It's like, just get in touch with, like, life, this moment, your being. Like, don't try and get in touch with someone else's being. Like, it's you, it's this, it's experience. Like, man. Enlightenment is the ego's ego's most disappointing thing, because it's not some grandiose thing. I mean, it can be. Anyway, my phone's about to die. I want to talk some more, but I guess I cannot, so thank you for watching. Yeah, just need to get more in touch with this moment. Remove the boundary between subjectivity and objectivity, and just be experience.